putting someone else in the camera. If you put someone else in the camera,
it sounds like a good way to get sued.
To get people to notice you because no one knows you, but they know Candace Owens. So if I put her in the fucking like this bitch, if I do that, then maybe they'll be like, oh, let's see. Oh, he's shitting on her. I like him even more.
Yeah.
We're started.
Right on, man. Well, thank you for having me back on the show.
Yeah. One of the OGs.
Indeed.
Of the game.
Indeed.
You know? It's been a while.
This podcast, not brought to you by Boddington's Beer. But it is delicious all the same.
You know, I have another podcast out. I was telling you about that. Hopefully I can put this one out if I don't stop the episode. I should probably be able to. I split the other one into two because it was long.
Word.
And for some reason, grafting those two together is an issue right now. So I'm just moving ahead. It's going to be episode 32. You know, I want to start out with virtue signaling.
Virtue signaling? I find it annoying.
Man.
I have a story about that, but you can
go
first.
Ahead.
Oh, okay. Well,
because I got one too.
I mean, it's a very short, very simple story because when I enjoy going to a bar out in Kakaako every now and again. Getting beer, sitting at a bar, being in public. I remember a couple walking in one day. The man had pink hair and the woman had, I don't know, but she was ugly. They were both fat and ugly, and I hated them immediately.
America.
But they sat down and they have a beer called Pussy Bites Back. Obviously a reference to our dear departed President Donald Trump. There's the hopeful thinking, I guess.
I didn't even realize that.
No, he's not dead. I wish he were dead.
No, I mean Pussy Bites Back.
Oh yeah. I've never tried the beer, but there's a shirt with a kitty cat hissing on it, and I like that shirt. I would just like it without the fucking reference to Trump on it, and I would just like a hissing kitty cat on my shirt. That's not the point. Two people walk in, they see the beer called Pussy Bites Back, and the man shouts quite loudly, "Fuck Trump!" And then he kisses his ugly horsewoman. Yes.
What was that for?
I don't know. That's virtue signaling, isn't it?
Yes. So what is the most productive thing that they can do?
Jump off a fucking cliff?
Yeah, I was going to say go home.
Go home
take
and
the
not
rest
have
of the
kids.
pills. Don't space them out. Take them all together. And let that be your last and final act, because you are contributing nothing to this situation.
Fuck Trump.
No, but we all know that, though. Fuck Trump. We don't want the icebergs to melt. Like, everyone knows that.
Yeah.
I was listening to Tim Dillon. He was saying, like, no one really hates the climate. No one's trying to destroy the thing.
Right.
You know, but to sit there and act like I'm always thinking of every time I pick up a plastic bottle and I'm drinking some water.
Think about the sea turtles.
You know, I'm just trying to get that water in my body.
Right.
Because I drank too much beer the night before. So I need that water. Not really thinking about the plastic bottle. Hell, even if I'm not hungover, I'm still not thinking about the whales. Not really.
Yeah, not really. I wish I were.
I mean, I care.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I do. Kind of, yeah.
But I kind of think, you know, I think the whales and the animals and everything, they have it better because they're not thinking about us. They're not thinking about climate. They're just living.
The dolphins
and fucking and killing. Well, who knows? Yeah, apparently they're smart. Apparently they're just a bunch of swimming Einsteins.
Damn.
You know, that have, you know, fucking
I think we should
telekinetic brains.
I think we should elect
or telepathic.
a dolphin for president.
I mean, it would be better than the last two. Sorry.
Yeah.
No offense.
Yeah.
Literally, we do kind of have a corpse.
We do have a corpse for president.
You know what I mean? He can't differentiate his wife from his sister.
It's Weekend at Bernie's in the White House.
Yeah.
They took a vacation in the White House.
Yeah, man. You know, so
someone should make that movie.
With just Biden, hey! Yeah! With all this goofs. You don't have to use good dialogue. Most of the shit he says
is perfect.
You're like, right, sure.
Okay, we're digressing a bit. Virtue signal.
We're not digressing.
Okay.
This is a podcast.
Yeah, and we can say
So a podcast is a digress. You know?
Yeah.
It's all about what you're feeling in the moment. But anyway, sure. Let's get back to the thing. Yeah. This guy that I know, that I'm sure you've heard of.
Many times.
Yeah. And many other people. It's like, so you know about that thing where the, what was it, the reporter, the Olympian, the astronaut, whoever the fuck it is, got caught over in Russia with some weed.
From what I understand, it's like a prisoner exchange, like one Russian spy for two American what have yous. One of them is apparently some sort of important person, and the other one's some dipshit Olympian.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Something like that. And so they're trading them for this Russian dude. Or I guess that's what they're... Did it happen?
I have no idea.
They're trading him, or her, who knows, or it, or non-binary, whatever, for this, like, warlord, or
right,
whatever the fuck, hitman.
A bad dude.
Bad man.
Bad dude.
You're trading him for a bad man. So, this guy's like, well, I don't know. Like, if I was in that situation, and I'm like...
Like, well, what situation is he referring to? Are you the one being exchanged?
He's the one being exchanged for the warlord, fuck.
You just, what, would you want to stay or go?
Isn't that the norm? Let's just go A, B, C, D. Let's just do that. You know, let's not fucking actually think. First of all, what are you talking about? You would never be in that situation anyway.
Right. Yeah.
With what you do,
yeah,
you're never going to be in that situation. So you can dream about it all you want. Because you can talk about it all you want. If I was a slave owner, if I was a slave, I would. Yeah. Would you, though?
Would you really? Would you really
Probably
let your
not.
slaves go? Would you destroy your own livelihood to help somebody else?
Would you join Nate Turner? You know, to fucking start the fucking slave rebellion? Didn't work. He was killed.
Yeah.
What, would you do that? No.
I doubt it.
I'm sure. I'm telling you, if I was Kunta,
you'd be screaming, Toby.
Toby!
Toby!
God, I mean, I never knew I wanted that name.
Toby!
I always wanted that name, Toby. I told them when they named me Kunta, I stopped crying. I was like, wow, Toby! You should name me Toby. Click, click. You know, in that language, I did that. I didn't do that. But, so I'm saying, like, really think about what you are, what you do, how deceptive we are, how afraid we are, how cowardly we are,
how stupid and ignorant we are.
You know,
yeah.
You know, because if I was,
if I were around when John Wilkes Booth tried to shoot Lincoln, I would have saved his ass. I would have taken the bullet for him.
Yeah, no, I would have been like, damn.
I'd be like, damn,
that dude's got a gun. I gotta get out of here.
Did you see what he did to Lincoln? Fuck. That's what I'd be.
Well, go get him. He's got a gun. I'm not going to get him.
Yeah.
He just killed the president.
He's a for real no shit felon at that point.
Yeah. So this guy obviously is like, yeah. I mean, I would just have to stay. I mean, I'd be like, yeah. Don't trade that for me. Like all the lives that I would be saving. What lives? The homeless lives. The fucking rich lives.
Yeah.
The Trump lives. The Democrat lives. You want to save any of them?
Not really.
I kind of want to fucking... I would... I mean, if you said I'll stay here so that he can stay over there and kill most of those people, I would appreciate that better. But I was like, yeah, no, I'd be on the first flight. Like, baby, you're not changing the world.
Yeah.
You're not doing anything. You're over here in this corner box, like most of us are.
Like most of us are, yes.
Dreaming of a better life. You know, well, I mean, fucking stick to the reality. You're not going to have a better life. Because you suck at life. Because you suck. You know? Now, if you can realize that, you might be able to make it a little bit better. But if you sit there dreaming about shit that you ain't never and would never do, then you're going to be sitting in that stupid box with those stupid dreams, corrosive dreams. They're nightmares to me. Actually. Anyone who's sitting there saying this bullshit, that's a nightmare. It's like a living nightmare.
A little bit. It is It is a weird.
We're all lying to ourselves.
You know what's interesting is how we can come back around on the same old tricks. You know what I mean? And make them new again in a really retarded and horrifying way.
Yeah.
At the same bar that I visited where I encountered that Trump-hating couple, the pink-haired and the horse, I remember a commercial playing because I inadvertently showed up on the day where they were playing some sort of big football thing. The commercial had a black gentleman literally talking about how he wanted, something or other of people of his skin color doing what have you. And I thought, well, I mean, I know, yeah, well, that was my reaction too, was like, aren't we supposed to get past skin color?
At some point,
weren't we supposed to not care?
You know what? I want everyone. I want every actor, I want every actor that's white or other to do blackface.
That'd be cool.
Even if they're supposed to be playing a white character, I want them to do it in blackface and wear a shirt that says, "Fuck you."
I would really like to see Captain America in blackface.
Yes.
Chris Evans. I think he would be the prime...
To just say, "Fuck you."
Yeah.
You want to know, I guarantee who cares least about blackface? Black people!
Probably.
White people care about it more!
I really enjoyed Tropic Thunder, which is probably the last...
Great!
Fucking God, what an amazing movie. Which is probably the last time we're ever going to see blackface in a major motion picture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that came out in like 2011, 2012 or some shit.
We'll be dead, and by that time the fucking world was going to be all mulatto.
Do you think we're going to have World War III soon?
We're going to have Civil War.
We're already in the Second American Civil War. We're already there.
We're already there.
It's just not. I can't say shots haven't been fired because they have.
They have.
Like they have. It's kind of a civil war, yeah.
The fanatics
it's
on
insane.
both sides. To me, like most of it. Sorry.
No.
Most of Antifa is like
they're fanatics.
They're a little different than QAnon. They're operating on the same fucking energy level, though.
I would give QAnon a little more credit because they're at least tech savvy.
I can't give them credit, bro. They're talking about. Now look, with the with the fucking
QAnon,
drinking the blood shit and
hydrochrome.
Hillary drinks the fucking blood of children after they're raped by Bill. I don't know.
I know.
Okay, but there is Bohemian Grove.
Yes.
Where they fucking they got the big owl that they burn the thing. Now that's crazy.
It makes more sense. Crazy. It makes more sense when you understand it as political leverage, where it's like, hey, you want to step out of line? We've got this picture of you fucking 12-year-old boys at Bohemian Grove, worshiping a giant owl named Moloch.
Yeah, but it's like,
they do it for like that. They do it for tons of shit. That's all. That's what like hazing and like college fraternities is about.
Oh, bro, there's so much gay homoerotic shit that goes on there, bro.
Yeah.
I'm jerking off on these tortilla chips. You gotta eat them. There's so much of that crazy shit.
It makes me glad I never went to college.
Yeah. Because I would have hurt somebody. Now that right there, and even that Navy hazing thing, when I was in the military, where you cross the line, like the equator line, and you're a WOG, and then was it a shellback? Before that, you're a WOG, so I guess I'm a fucking WOG.
WOG? Oh, I thought you said log.
WOG.
Wait, can you... what does the Navy do to haze?
Bro, they like, people make these shirts, or like it's just like a white shirt, really, a t-shirt. And then the first thing they do is they draw a bunch of stuff, like your hazers. Draw a bunch of shit, and this is as you're crossing the line. Okay, so they're drawing a bunch of shit, and you have the option to opt out, which I opted out.
Continue.
But yeah, so they draw a bunch of shit on there, a bunch of shit that they can do. Like one guy, they drew a button on his shirt, so every time, like, if you press the button, he has to do whatever you tell him to do. Like boom, bark like a dog. You know,
Okay.
they have people crawling in slime. Like this, all this shit happens.
Yeah.
You know, and whatever. You're gonna fucking. It's supposed to be a secret. Well, I'm out. I don't care. But it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And like even for the Chiefs, and if the Chiefs don't do this, they have their own hazing. They have to all carry around a briefcase with something. They have to be on the mess line, do something that a second class wouldn't even do. You know, serving everyone food
Right.
and all that. Like they're just getting beaten down by the Chiefs. You know, and if you don't do it, they literally, if you don't do this haze, they don't accept you as a chief. They can't technically because it's
still
like
an
a
official
it's a congressional fucking
right.
thing. Like to not be a chief anymore, they have to submit that to Congress, and then they can say, okay, you're no longer a chief. Like that's how hard it is to not be taken away, to get it taken away from you.
Yeah.
But they don't accept you. They just call you, hey, anchor, because you got the anchor in your car.
Right.
You know, so anyone who knows you from that shit, you know, before you were a chief, they'll just call you. Yeah,
that's dumb.
It's pathetic.
Stupid juvenile.
It's pathetic.
I mean, yeah. Well, the whole purpose of any of that shit is to break you down so that whatever system may be can mold you into.
All right, that would at least be if they were saying that and it was meant for something that was constructive.
Well, they can't
Fair
tell
enough.
you that.
They say that to you.
Oh, they do?
They say this is to break you down. Like that's their motto.
Right.
But it's bullshit. It's just a bunch of bullies. It's got nothing to do, and they want to see you weak.
Right.
Like they're trying to say constructively break you down and build you into an image, but you got motherfuckers going over other countries, raping and murdering people,
And bombing children. Yeah.
bombing children. You have all these things. So if that was the case, then there wouldn't be rape and murder and insanity and power tripping and fucking groups that form within the military.
Right.
All of that shit. You ain't breaking shit down.
It's high school.
Yeah. In college.
Yeah.
So adults, do we really ever grow up?
Some of us do. I'd like to
Few.
think. I'd like
But
to think.
most of us have a job.
Yeah.
And it's not in the fucking political structure or the military or anything like that.
It's at a gas station.
Yeah, because you're like, well, I think I'm just going to work at this gas station. I don't even want to get involved.
The pay's better, and I don't have to get shot at.
Well, the pay sucks, but I don't have to get shot at for nothing.
Yeah.
Because I'm here with people I can't stand because they're shit. That's why they joined.
Right. They had no.
Most of them.
Yeah.
They're a little better than cops. Like you may have a few people in there. Cops are bullies.
Yeah.
And the bullies. I didn't coin that, but they're the bullies and the bullies. That's what they are.
To me,
there's like 10 of them in the world, Craig. The whole world. 10 of them.
To me, there are a few different types of cops.
That did it for real good reasons.
Yes, you've got
10.
You've got the 10 who do it for the right
Not
reasons.
10%. 10.
You've got maybe half of them who got pants and swirlies in high school. That's why they joined the cop force.
And the other half were doing
bullies.
the pantsing.
Yes, we're bullies, and they take it right to their jobs with them.
Yeah.
But you don't need a badge to go on a power trip, Todd. You don't need a badge to go on a power trip. Meth addicts, crackheads, mouth breathers, retards,
Karens.
breeders,
White people,
Asian people will do
Karens.
it. Everybody will do it. Black people will do it
anyone,
too, bro. If they can.
Black Karens.
If they can get away with it, they'll do it.
Anyone, yeah. And they're usually in situations where they know that they can't be hurt.
Right.
It's always when
you realize you're attacking somebody who's either constrained by some sort of societal norm or because they are physically frailer and weaker than you and can't fight back.
Yeah. Now, I'm sad to say, I went on a whole trip of watching it started with Green Arrow.
Mm.
So I liked the Green Arrow, Flash, and then Supergirl and the Thing.
Right.
What was it? The Guardians of the Destiny of Horseshit.
Legends of Tomorrow.
Sure, yeah, Legends of Tomorrow. That one.
Never watched it. Can't believe I know the name.
Don't.
I'd rather not.
Point.
I fell off of Arrow after the third season. Fell off of Flash, at the first, second episode of the second season.
Flash was... Alright, let's be honest. It was all garbage.
Yeah, I don't like him. Did they ever bring Gorilla Grodd on?
Yeah.
Good. I like Grodd.
Yeah, they brought Grodd on
was
a couple
it good?
of times. Yeah.
I did enjoy Arrow. I really liked the dude they got for Deathstroke. Manu Bennett.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
He was good.
Crixus.
Yeah. Whoa! Crixus.
Yeah.
From Spartacus. Tongue.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I love Crixus. Spartacus was a great show.
Yeah.
But, I also like the dude they got to play Ra's al Ghul. But anyway, I'm sorry.
It's great.
Yeah, pretty damn good.
It was great.
Pretty damn good. The Robbie Amell, or Stephen Amell. Yeah, Stephen Amell, he's not bad.
Damn, what was I going to say about the fucking,
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I got lost in the thing, but it was Supergirl I was gonna mention, but I forgot what I was gonna bring up when we were talking about before that. Didn't we just talk about this?
The gods whip out cock and you spread cheeks for fucking.
That's
from Spartacus.
Yeah,
I think that was Batiotus.
Oh, God, what a horrible person.
I know.
What a horrible guy. Alright, here's what's gonna happen. God, I can't do it because if I stop it, it's going to fuck up my editing.
Let's just keep going, man. You'll come back to it, or
I think I'll come back to it. You know.
I remember getting turned on to Spartacus when I was living in my old apartment, and my neighbor was watching it one day. I walked in to a scene where Lucy Lawless was getting banged by Crixus, and I was like, "This show is interesting. I get to see Lucy Lawless's tits." And then we got to the plot, and I'm like, "Dude, what is this show?" And he's like, "Spartacus, bro." And I'm like,
well, if you like fucking, the first 3 episodes are for you.
There's a lot of fucking. It wasn't even about the fucking after I got to it, because
Well, I mean, after the first 3 episodes, and it's a lot more fighting.
Yes,
there's still fucking.
The graphics in the first season were so cheesy though, where he's slashing through shit and the blood splatters showing up, and it's very obviously computer.
Yeah, but the guy.
I know he was great.
The guy, he died.
Yeah, he did. And then they had to replace him, which,
with a lesser guy.
The show must go on. They replaced the black chick towards the end of the last season, too.
Why?
Yeah.
The other one's still alive.
I guess they didn't like her.
Okay, sure.
I don't know.
But man, those shows.
Those were good shows.
Were good shows. Arrow. Not so much. I mean, Arrow good. Flash, not so much. Not good.
Yeah, not great.
Fucking,
but I would still rather have the actor from The Flash be in the new Justice League movies than the dude they have in the Justice League movies. With his yoga poses and his little sloshy running style where he's flipping his hands and his legs all over the place.
What the fuck are you doing?
I've never seen Randy Moss run like that, and he ran like a fucking gazelle.
Yeah. I've never seen anyone run like that because people don't run like that. Who added that? What was that for?
I don't know. He was so shitty. Barry Allen is a really good character. If you ever read when I was younger, I enjoyed the comic books. You know what I mean?
Hey, bro, I watch anime.
Blackest Night
and
is,
at some point,
is
I
a
will
really
fucking
good...
watch manga. I'll read manga again. I'm out of it right now.
I understand. There's not much good. Blackest Night was a really good arc, where the Black Lanterns, all the dead start coming back to life because there's the Black Lantern rings that bring the dead back to life. Whatever. A bunch of characters get revived, and it's one of their bullshit, hey, let's start the universe over again so we can do a Superman and a Batman 1 again. Anyway, there are some good stories. It sucks to see these stories get turned into dog shit, because you either stray from the material or you get some really shitty actors.
Yeah. But most actors now, it's not... You're generally not getting sci-fi level quality. I'm pretty sure I've talked about this before. Where it's just what? Oh my god! Dude!
I'd rather watch Troll 2.
Yeah, I mean, Metal Beast.
Metal Beast? Holy shit, that rings.
Barry Bondswick. Who even knows who that is?
I know who that is.
What was it? Sin City with Michael J. Fox? He was the fucking... in Heather Locklear, but right before he got Parkinson's, maybe Dirt.
When I think of Sin City, I immediately think of Mickey Rourke and Elijah Wood.
Oh, am I not... Is it Spin City?
Spin City, probably.
Yeah, Sin City. Sin City's the... It was called Sin City?
Sin City. Josh Brolin, Mickey Rourke, it had fucking Elijah Wood.
Josh Brolin was in the second one.
Was he in... Oh, God, I never saw the second one. A Dame to Kill For? Never saw
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, well, that was
the one with
Josh
J-Lo.
Brolin wasn't in the first one, so you had to have seen the second one.
Possibly.
Yeah, because the Dame to Kill, he was, like, him and her were going back and forth the whole time.
Not Mendez.
The chick from the 300 sequel.
I never saw that. The sequel? Shit.
Yeah, it was 300, Rise of something.
Ouch.
Yeah, 300 Rise of something. It was that chick. She was floating around in everything for a minute. Always like some devious bitch.
Yeah.
And she was the one that was behind Xerxes and his rise to power.
I'm a generous god.
Yeah, she was behind that, though. She convinced him to dip himself into stuff and blah, blah, blah. So you had to have seen the second Sin City.
It's possible.
Because, yeah, Brolin was in that. He wasn't in the first one. Mickey Rourke was in the first one.
Bruce Willis
was in the first one. And fucking Josh Hartnett.
Yeah.
And Clive Owen.
Yeah.
They were all in the first one. Brolin was in the second. For the whole thing. Pretty much. You had her. And it was her, and she was black and white except for her eyes. You know, like they did with Goldie in the first one. You know.
All I had was some handcuffs and my mitts.
Some handcuffs and my mitts. I'll be right out.
Giant ass semi-pro boxer mitts.
Yeah, dude.
I watched a movie once with Mickey Rourke before the plastic surgery, and I couldn't believe it was him. Wasn't a good movie. What was it called? The Last Rebel or something? Some sort of like Western cowboy flick.
I didn't see it.
It had Mickey Rourke. It had, I want to, probably not Jeff Bridges. No, but it had that young version of the dude from Scrubs, John C. McGinley, Dr. Cox. Oh, you never watched Scrubs?
No.
Pretty good show. You might like it.
About the nurses, right?
Yes.
It's like a funny ER, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Pretty good up until the last 2 or 3 seasons. Pretty damn good. Made that Zach Braff and that Sarah Chalk's career, pretty much. That's what put them on the map.
Don't know her.
You know her.
Sure.
But yeah, anyway. I want to talk about...
Oh yeah, your store thing.
No, yeah, I mean, so I got a job a couple months ago as a cashier at a grocery store. Not glorious, but the pay's not terrible and the work's not hard. The hard part about the job is dealing with, of course, as always, every job I've ever had, the hard part is dealing with people. Yes, so Hawaii, being the ass-backward state. Now, my dear viewers, I don't know what state you live in, but
the 7 of us that are listening.
I'm being optimistic.
Yeah.
In the back-assward state that Hawaii is, we recently passed a law where we now have to ID for every single liquor and tobacco transaction. So if you're an 89-year-old woman and you want to buy this delicious Boddington's beer, you have to I have to see your ID. Otherwise, I can get fired and I have to go to court. Literally, I have to go to court and pay a fine. Why? I don't know. Apparently it's to keep alcohol out of the hands of children?
What?
But whatever. So people who have never had to show their ID to get alcohol, to get wasted in decades, literally decades, now have to show me their ID. And some of them get really mad about it. Not entirely, it's not entirely ununderstandable or whatever the fuck the word is. I know, right? Incomprehensible? I don't fucking know. Fuck it.
I totally get where you're coming from.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from, but you think it's my fault?
Yeah.
So I had this disgusting couple of meth addicts come into my line last night, and I asked for their ID because they wanted to buy some disgusting beer. And his first reaction was to go, "Seriously? Bro, I'm almost 60. And he gave me a hard time. He's like, "Alright, I gotta walk out of my car, bring it up." Just being a real entitled piece of shit. Just a real entitled piece of shit. He comes back to my line, he's like, "What, you haven't rung it up yet?" I'm like, "Sir, I can't ring it up until I see your ID."
Yeah.
It's not just my job, it's the law. If I don't do my job, what do you think happens? I lose my job, but on top of that, I gotta pay a fine. So not only am I out of source of income, I gotta lose money for you? I don't know. But being the usual meth-addicted, toothless, dirty pieces of shit they usually are, they thought I was racist. He thought I was racist against Mexicans.
Did he?
Yes.
Did he really?
I
though?
think he might have actually thought that in his fucking head, man.
Okay, okay.
But they were giving me they're giving
I mean, or is he just, it's the hammer. Everyone's racist.
It is the hammer. It is
They're
also...
all racist. Anyone who comes up against me in my meth addiction is racist.
I don't know if he was addicted to meth. He had fucked up teeth and lesions all over his face.
He was doing meth.
Probably.
It's Hawaii. I'm sorry.
It is Hawaii.
A lot of people here do meth.
I know. It's
a lot.
Horrifying. I know a few.
Oh, I know quite a few.
Yeah. Anyway, I understand. I get why people will be shitty to people in the service industry. It's because you have power, and because if they talk back to you, they can lose their job.
Yeah.
Which is why you do it. You do it so you can have some sort of semblance of feeling like you matter for 5 goddamn seconds. It is that little oxytocin or serotonin, who knows what fucking chemical that kicks off in their brain.
Well, sir, or ma'am,
fuck
or non-binary.
Fuck you.
It gives me no more pleasure than to make this harder for you. And
I did. I did
because
make it harder.
Now you're making my life, and I just want to make a paycheck.
Yeah.
Look, I don't like any of you people.
I want to go home, play
when I see you come to my line.
Off.
When I see you come to my line, I want to point the gun at you and then point it at myself.
When I see people like that come
and so
to my
when
line,
you fucking do this,
it makes the world darker.
We're gonna make a 20, 30-minute evolution of this.
No, well,
because you're a dick.
I was pissed off for like 5 hours. 5 hours.
No, but I mean, I would have made it hard.
I did. Well, that's the thing, Todd. Is at that moment, I didn't care if I lost my job. I gave him his attitude right back.
Yeah.
I don't care. You shouldn't be mean to people who are just trying to bring up your
trying to live
groceries.
Trying to fucking live.
What do? You pump gas at the Costco, dude.
Well, you rang the bell there.
But
that was good.
You pump gas. You dig a ditch.
You're on the side of the fucking street,
holding
up a sign saying "Go into office space."
Like, what are you doing? Why?
Whatever.
Like, I get it. I get
that you're miserable.
Like, I get
but
it.
Shut up.
Fuck off.
Get your ID,
and
so I can give you the beer.
I don't want to keep the beer from you. I don't want to keep the beer from them.
Not only do I not want to, I don't care.
I don't fucking care.
If you get the beer, I don't care if kids come in here and get the beer. But it's the law.
Yeah. I want to be very clear. I think it's a stupid law.
It is.
I think it creates a useless conflict. I don't care if someone wants to get drunk from 6 a.m. to 6 a.m. 3 days later.
Yeah.
I do not care. But as long as it is the law, and I can be punished, and I can lose my fucking job just because I didn't card you for wanting to buy a Bud Light Chelada, show me your fucking ID or you're not getting your beer.
Yeah.
That's, it's not hard. It's not hard.
Do you have an ID?
You have an ID? Are you driving without a license, sir? Because the cops might want to have more of a word with you than I would.
Yeah.
And they should.
Are you going to say to them, I'm 50! I'm 60 years old! Different context, I suppose.
I know. It's the entitlement that people can have is astounding. Like, this dude wouldn't take out his ID. He was showing it to me through his dirty wallet plastic, and I'm trying to, read the expiration date so I can hope that I can deny him because it's expired. And he's like, you ain't touching my ID. You got glasses, you can read. So I took it off, and I'm like, oh! I'm like, oh! I got mad, dude. I was like, you think I enjoy this? You think I want to check some old fart's ID? I don't.
You didn't even want you in my line?
I don't want you in my line.
Well, now I wish death on you.
Yes, I do.
Kind of.
No, yes, I do.
But for real, though.
Yes, I do.
Comedy podcast.
It's the hardest, it's the most horrifying part of my daily life is realizing how I dehumanize other people. When I walk outside my door... They
dehumanize themselves.
I know that. They don't know that. They don't fucking know that.
And why the fuck am I supposed to pay for it? But we have to pay for it every day.
Every single day.
We have to listen to people lie to themselves. Be mad about things they're not actually mad about. But the only thing they really needed to do was look in the fucking mirror.
Right. Michael Jackson wrote that song like 40 years ago.
Yeah.
You start with the man in the mirror. You ask him to make a change. I've done that. I've done that so many times in my goddamn lifetime.
Wait, is that what he said? Or
No.
was it stop messing with the man in the mirror?
Was it? I thought
Stop
it was,
hoping that'll change his ways.
I always thought it was like, I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking.
I'm
him to
hoping
change
that
his
he'll
ways.
change his ways.
You're probably right.
No, you're probably right. I hope you're right.
We'll listen
Because
to it
if I'm
afterwards.
right, then it's like, well,
A little
no,
more
Michael.
pessimistic.
It's like, no, Michael, we have to look in the mirror.
Yeah.
But if you're right, then that's actually good.
Optimistic.
So I'm going to go with your thing.
I hope so. We'll play it later.
Yeah. But that's where it starts, is looking in the mirror and trust and believe. By the way, I've said this a million times at this point. That's why we're so fucked right now.
It's because we don't treat each other like humans.
Because nobody's looking in the mirror. Fuck treating each other. We
Treat
haven't
yourself.
treated ourselves right. You know? We haven't looked at ourselves and said, hey, you need to do this. You know? And whenever it gets a little bit harder, when someone even glances at themselves in the mirror, they're like, nope, ow! What's my neighbor doing? What's my neighbor doing?
God!
I'm going to put it back on my neighbor. It's too hard to look at myself.
It's rough.
It's too hard to look at myself. So I'm just going to be a Democrat and hate the Republicans. Or I'm just going to be a Republican and hate the Democrats.
I know.
And there you got. They're all QAnon. All of them. The Democrats and the Republicans. Well, you have to have 87 different genders. I'm a man and I'm going to stand outside of the abortion clinic because I know what it feels like to have a uterus. Do you? Shut up and go home and jerk off.
Right.
But if you don't want the abortion, you find a woman. I would suggest using a condom because we really don't need you replicating.
When is the last time you went and gave someone a hard time at their job? When is the last time you've had to?
I never have.
Yeah?
I'm saying, I'm pretty sure, let me think. They would be very few and far between because I'm not the fucking dude.
Yeah, I'm not the dude either.
Yeah, I'm not the dude like, well, I never do this. But this time what? This time what? You've met a new person and you've just had it. They don't know you. You don't know them. So what's different about this situation than any other one? Go home and jerk off.
But if you want to drink before you jerk off, you gotta show.
Do them both.
You gotta show your ID, bro.
Sure.
Doesn't matter
You know?
if you're 80 years old or not.
I mean,
according to
take
law.
a shit, eat a sandwich, do anything. Anything you're doing is better than fucking, I just need to tell you. No, you really don't.
There is another thing that I've seen with increasing frequency. No, you're good, brother. There is another thing that I've seen with increasing frequency that is alarming, disgusting, and should be fought against on a societal level. Is people not washing their fucking hands.
Oh, God.
Do you have any fucking idea how many people I see take a shit and then not wash their hands?
And I think we should be able to kill them.
I think we should not kill them. That may be just a little bit harsh. I think we it should be
If you're not
acceptable.
washing your hands, what else aren't you doing? What else aren't you paying attention to that you need to?
Either, huh?
Not wiping a lot. He probably jerks off and goes to work
It should be acceptable.
with the cum on his fingers.
You know what? It
Putting it on
should
the
be
paper.
acceptable. It should be a societal imperative to publicly shame people who do not wash their hands. It should be a public imperative. It should be a societal imperative to shame people for a lot of things. You know what? What happened to shame? Are you ashamed of things, Todd? Are you ashamed of yourself sometimes?
Yeah.
Yes, me too. Do you
It's
think
funny because I don't get embarrassed, but I am ashamed.
Embarrassment and shame are two different things.
Yeah.
They can go hand in hand, but they are two separate and distinct things.
They're on a, yeah.
Shame, I think, is a wonderful tool
For growth.
for growth and enforcing an important, productive, and possibly safer and healthy society, we in America have lost any semblance of shame for our behavior and actions. We have lost any semblance of shame. We have no shame at all.
We haven't lost it. We've covered it up with QAnon and Trump.
I was going to say,
and all types of other things. We haven't lost it. We've actually gained more and more. But we're covering it up with more and more.
You know what? That's I can give you that one. I can see where you're coming from on that. Where you just take your shame, you bury it down, and you fucking pile as much
a bunch of other shit. Look at that! Look at that!
Look at your TikTok. Look at your Instagram. Look at that chick shaking her ass. Look at this Kardashian with the inflated.
Look at everything that makes you mad.
Look at everything that makes you mad.
That's me. What everyone's posting.
Yeah.
Most happy people aren't posting.
It's true.
And if you're on the fucking. If you're on the fucking
Reddit, if you're on Tumblr, if you're on Facebook, you're probably fucking miserable and you're looking for anything to make your life better.
You should take the long sleep.
And you're looking in the wrong place because the only thing people put on those places are them being glorious and being above whatever.
But we all know you're not.
When in reality, you're a piece of shit. I've probably said this on the podcast before. The last time I got on a plane, I sat behind a woman who spent the entire flight looking at pictures of herself. It was like the most Kardashian clone you've ever seen. She was like this Asian chick with like puffed up baboon ass, Botox lips, fucking fake tits. I mean, if I were a dumber man, I would have been like, oh, that's so hot, bro. Bro.
Oh. I think murder needs to be brought into the picture.
I can't.
Or at least a threat. No, but we need to make an example of all of the because all of the stupid things that are happening. We need to be like there needs to be a real life threat. Like if I say and do these dumb things too many times, like a 10-point strike system. If you go this far,
social credit, Todd.
If you go this far,
you're in favor of China's social credit plan.
Then I don't give a fuck what you want to call it. But if you go this far, once you get past this point,
you're in trouble.
Anyone can kill you, and they won't be charged for murder because you're murdering the life of society. You're murdering the fucking spirit of society. It is being destroyed.
I know.
If not already destroyed. Like honestly, I think we're past the point of no return.
No, Todd.
I appreciate your optimism. It is simply not true.
I can think of. So remember, what was the first thing Hitler did to the Jews? He branded them. He gave them those gold stars so that people would know, Juden, oh, you know what I mean? And then they started smashing up their businesses and they started hurting them in the camps. It's horrific. It's not right. But, here's the but.
I'm talking about random murder, not murder of Jews.
I'm getting there. So for me, in my everyday life, what I perceive and see, unfortunately, every single day is the bums, right? I related to this to you earlier. How can you be how can you not have a job, not have a home, not have food, not have clothes, not be clean, and be lying on the sidewalk at, noon? Just lying there.
In front of everyone.
In front of everybody. How can you... And that goes back to shame, but that's always existed.
Oh, they have no shame.
I know they don't.
Now, they have no shame.
I know they don't. I saw a woman taking a shit in the park, like wide out in the open, like that nice park with the big old tree on the way to the... whatever.
They're gone. They're already dead.
I know. So just kill them.
I agree.
I know, and that's where it gets really dark for me.
Well... The world is dark.
It is quite horrifying.
And we sure you can turn that way, but guarantee you're going to see something else dark that you're going to like.
It just gets darker and darker. Like the deeper you go, it's just darker and darker. You know the story of Pandora's box, right?
It was open in 2016.
I was going to say whenever they shot Harambe, that's probably when it got open.
I don't know who that is.
The gorilla.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
That's That's an internet meme.
Semblance. I remember the gorilla being shot.
Yeah. That's an internet meme. Like, people online, it's a joke. Like, the day the timeline turned dark was the day they shot Harambe for dragging that kid around.
Oh, why? Because he was dark?
No, I mean, dark timeline is in, like, the path. Never mind.
I get it. Yeah. But no. We were on the fence, you know?
I know, we were on the fence.
And like I said before,
decades.
Cancer, Ebola, fucking syphilis, AIDS, all of them were wrapped in the human body that is America. And homie poked a hole in it, and now all that shit's flowing out. You know? But it's because everything was already kind of bad.
A little bit.
We had a thin layer of skin over it.
Yeah.
You know? Now we're going to have a civil war.
We're already in the Civil War. We're there. You know, I lost it. I lost it.
Like
when you pop, you know, when you have a zit, you just pop it and move on with your life, right? Humanity's like that. We go through these cycles. The time we're living in, the time between World War II and now, is the longest period of human population growth, food growth, wealth growth, and relative peace we've ever had in human history. I know. But
okay.
When you look at the 20th century, the 19th century, 16th, 14th, 11th, when was the one, what century was it where Krakatoa exploded? Because that caused reverberations for centuries. Anyway, human history is fucking horrifying. It's dark.
Yeah, but now we have social media.
I know, and it's savage.
So we can just spread it all. But there's so much of it.
I know.
That a lot of people only get pieces. They get stuck on one. Sorry.
No. I was worried that it was lit.
Oh.
But it's not lit.
They get stuck on one.
Yeah.
And then they go down that path. Most people, there's definitely a lot of truth to be had. Most people weren't about truth. Then they got to sit home for 2 years. And yeah.
And
they were about their soap operas and or whatever.
Yeah.
And it cracked them. Between watching those shows and looking in the mirror, figuratively, it cracked everyone. Everyone! Like in that movie, The Professional.
I was that was The Professional. I was thinking of Fifth Element.
Oh no,
that was Gary Oldman too. Oh,
yeah.
It's fucking awesome. I want to watch that movie again. Fifth Element.
Oh, okay.
I like Chris Tucker.
But yeah, like everyone has been shifted.
Yeah. It's rough.
Few of us realize it.
Yes.
Most of us don't.
I can definitely realize that I have shifted.
Well, if few of us realize it, then obviously most of us don't. Right?
I have gone so much more far to the left.
I've gone so much further into being me.
Fair enough.
Which was a dark fuck who wanted to kill people who could. Well, I'm never going to do it.
I hope I never have to kill somebody.
I mean, I'm never going to intentionally do it. It'll be spontaneous, or at least that's what I'll tell the papers.
Yeah, I mean, it's always got to be some sort of.
It was a crime of passion.
I was about to say crime of passion, but like. When you think about a crime of passion, you always think about like someone killing someone's lover. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
the fact that I don't even want a girlfriend.
Yeah,
probably.
But like passion goes a little more deeper than that. Like passion is just no, maybe I don't know. Crime of passion. I will go with that because I can't.
That's the only thing I can say.
Yeah.
But look, I'm not trying to murder anybody.
I don't want to murder anybody. I want you to
fuck off. I would like to.
I would like to murder a lot.
I mean, I would like to see a lot of people murdered, just not by my own hand.
There are some people I would probably.
I look at someone like you should be murdered.
I would probably, yeah. You
shouldn't be here.
A sword, Todd.
Huh?
You need to get a sword.
I don't think I do.
I think you do.
I'm afraid I might use it at this point.
Well, nah. Once you have it, you will be like, this is not for killing. This is for defending and protecting.
No, this is for killing. But I'm just going to set it down. Because I don't want to go to jail. Yeah. I just got my license. I don't need this.
That's awesome. I bought a sword.
It's pretty pathetic, actually, when you think about it. I'm 38, so...
Whatever, I'm 31.
I mean, I just got my license for the second time.
You know what? I was thinking about this when you said this was going to be episode 32. I turned 31 this year, and I was thinking, oh, just because the numbers match up. Thank you, brother. But I bought a sword, because why not, right? The weird thing was, when I told my mother I wanted to buy a sword, and she said, I'd rather you buy a gun. Weird, right?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
Why not?
Because she's figuring about how effective can you be with this fucking sword if someone else has a gun. What are you going to do? Throw it at them? You know?
I don't think that's what's going through my mother's head, but I appreciate that thought all the same.
Well, she's saying I would rather you buy a gun. I'm pretty sure that's kind of what's going through her head. Well, I mean, you could use this as protection.
I didn't think of that angle. But then again, you've been in my home. You've seen how small it is. It's about the same size as this place.
You can fuck up a lot of shit with a sword, but still, someone with a gun will have the advantage. Of course, what are you, fucking Miyamoto Musashi?
I wish.
No, but you're not, though. We can dream. Once again, we're lying to ourselves with our dreams.
Hey, you know what? I have Japanese blood. It's ingrained.
You can. Hey, I'll
there's not
this close, and they'll be like, "Yeah, no, I'm not coming that close." Bang!
It stirs my blood. Like it's intrinsic in every person with Nippon chi.
Nippon chi. Nippon.
It is intrinsic. The second I feel the blade in my hands, I know.
Yeah, it's like Manny Pacquiao. It's like Eddie Filipino. Anytime they put on boxing gloves, they turn into Manny Pacquiao, right? No.
I know. But still, I think you should buy a sword just because they're...
I'm going to buy a sword eventually. But right now, I got to worry about the rent and, getting some food.
Yeah.
In the house. So none of that.
Nice. I never considered that angle. I don't think that's what my mother would have been thinking, though.
But I'm saying,
You're right.
It kind of seems that's what she was. She's like, don't buy something useless. Like, if anything, get the fucking gun sword combo.
I'm waiting for them to finally make, like, a feasible gunblade. Final Fantasy. Cloud.
A ballistic knife. Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I know Cloud and Sephiroth.
In the sequel to that game, they had a character. The main character's weapon was literally called the Gunblade. It was a gun. It was a sword with a revolver handle. It's the most stupid thing you've ever fucking seen in your life.
So you could just shoot the...
No.
You could shoot
apparently,
and have the gun and have the blade and shoot.
It was never really explained.
It was like those old Civil War guns, but like a sword.
No, it was an action. Yeah. I
mean, well, that just seems a bit dumb.
It was fucking
You'll only be able to... Because...
that game was stupid.
Where's the barrel?
That game was stupid. It was like right in front of the handle. You had the barrel and the gun and the...
Well, the sword went all the way down?
Like a full-size
sword. So it was burying the gun?
Like an actual...
So you can only shoot from one side?
It's pretty stupid. No, it was... it's impossible to explain.
God. Alright, pause. I got this. Alright, well, we are back.
Piss breaks are important.
Yeah.
Piss breaks are very important.
When you're drinking beer.
It
was some of the sword... I might have the thing and
it's not important.
Whatever.
It's so stupid. But while I was taking a piss, I had a thought. Everything I've ever learned in my life, I've learned from someone else. There are very few experiences, I think, that I've had that are unique or haven't been had by somebody else. And I probably couldn't think of them right now. If you look inside yourself, it's hard to hate other people, I think. Well, no, it's easy.
Oh, it's so easy, actually.
It's so easy, actually. It fucking sucks.
But it's hard to not empathize.
It's hard to not empathize.
I mean, I have empathy and still... yeah.
I hate to hate.
Hate, but I'll say distaste, Do you think loathing is worse than hate?
They kind of mean the same thing to me. I don't know. I guess if I loathe someone, that is a little stronger than hate.
Yeah. Well, they're both a bit visceral.
Yeah, they're quite strong.
Because I mean, but sometimes I'm like, I loathe what you're about. If I say that to you, then I really mean it.
That's
more
intense.
than hate.
When I was a young lad, when I was a young warthog, when I was a young lad, I was a very angry person. I was angry at the world. I was angry at myself. I was angry at the people around me. And I realized that a lot of anger comes from a lack of understanding because I didn't understand why I was here. I didn't understand.
Don't.
Yeah, I still don't. That one's a tough question. That one's probably the ultimate question, right?
Yeah.
And we'll never figure it out up until our fucking dying day.
Maybe not even then.
Right? That's the scary thought.
A lot of people die without figuring it out. A lot of people die without even asking the question. They just work at Safeway. Rough.
Shot across the bow at Safeway.
No offense.
No offense meant because they suck right now. The Safeway's gone to shit. Anyway, when I was younger, I was angry. I was angry at a lot of things. And, you know, you don't really know why. Which makes sense when you're a kid because you don't fucking know anything. But once you hit about 27, 30, you should have...
Say 30.
I'd say 30. Like, you should figure at least why you're angry. I'm not angry anymore. Which is weird, right? Because there's a lot in the world to be angry about. I've given up anger. I've given up hatred. It's amazing how. Like, I don't know how. And it boggles my mind.
It helps you to survive. However...
Yeah, I just don't... How do other people not come across this epiphany? It doesn't... I mean, it seems like an astronomical leap at the time, but like in hindsight, like it doesn't seem that hard to just take a deep breath, look around, and understand that the world does not revolve around you. That it
totally doesn't revolve around you. That being said, how have I handled it? I have accepted anger and hatred. I've become content
with that,
with the anger and hatred in my life. You know?
Yeah.
So it has a place, because sometimes it's warranted.
Yeah.
You know? Like, do you not still get angry sometimes?
All the time.
Do you not find things that you still hate sometimes?
Every day.
You know? So, I just feel that I can't... If I try to hide from that, it's just going to build a deeper resentment within myself, probably partially for myself, including the people in my life that deserve hatred and disdain.
Meth addicts.
Sure, some of them. But a lot of them, you know, the hatred and disdain in their own lives was too much.
Yeah.
So they said, fuck it, meth. You know, fuck it, the needle.
And then you project it on others.
Yeah. You know, the good thing about a meth head, the best thing is you can hit them and you won't be arrested. Because they're not going to be able to tell the cops. They're on meth. They're going to be like, oh, sure. And the Blue Bunnies, too. And everything else you said. I'm not advocating hitting meth heads. Just walk away. But I'm saying, if you ever wanted to get your anger out on not a wall, that's your best bet. Because they're not going to remember. It's going to be part of their whole fucking Tolkien dream that they're having in their head. And I imagine it's a great time on the inside.
I had a dude come to my line last night who was literally, he was obviously a meth head. He was dancing. You know, he was one of those dudes who had like a shaved head but a fucking beard and like an old beaten up jacket and board shorts. Man, I remember this pretty vividly. Sunglasses on, holding his phone up to his ear, like swaying back and forth, switches his hand, pulls a full fucking bag of weed, like a big old, you've seen the kind of, you know what I'm talking about, full bag of weed, and stuffs his back in his bag, trying to buy some alcohol, so I carded him.
I bet he wasn't angry.
He surprisingly didn't seem to think I was there. I think he thought
that was a surprise?
No. I think
he's on meth.
I know, he must have thought I was some sort of aberration because he didn't get mad at me. He got mad at somebody.
You were a Gorgon.
Far off in the distance.
No, you were his friend, the Gorgon. And then he was mad. He was like, Gorgon, come with me.
Far off in the distance, man.
He's on meth.
The windmill is attacking. Like,
yeah, I sometimes wonder what it feels like to live in that
too.
mind, or just to be dumb.
I
just
do
to be,
too. I do too.
Not to be like an angry Democrat, but still be home. You know, or an angry Republican, but still be home. Like, you know, those guys. It might be an easier life than when you think about stuff.
Thinking is pain.
It's also reality, you know? And it's the best way not to get dementia when you fucking turn 65. You know? Keep your mind sharp. Don't lie to yourself.
Read a fucking book.
Because the lies are going to come back to bite you in the fucking brain. They're going to give you dementia.
Do you think I could write a book?
Yes.
A novel? I don't know. Like a sci-fi shit. I read a lot of Stephen King. I really like sci-fi shit. I wish I could write a book. I would like to write a book.
I should do something that would be borderline sci-fi, borderline anime.
Yes.
With some dark.
Yes!
You know.
I would like to be able to write something along the lines of like Berserk mixed with Batman. You know what I mean?
Batman Gus.
Batman Guts. Well, yeah, he would be the blood and guts character, and Robin is more of like the wide-eyed young lad being dragged into a world of fucking horror.
Yeah.
That's what I would like to write.
This is what it is, motherfucker.
Yeah!
Come on, Robin.
Time to go. Time to kill again.
Yeah.
You don't really have a choice because it's kill or be killed.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I would like to write. Thank you for getting that. Yes.
And not the bullshit that, you know, that Robin's always mad at Batman because he's so dark.
Yeah,
like,
no, it's
like you're all like, you want to blah, 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 you drag me into this world. Motherfucker, have you seen the world?
What do you think?
I'm necessary in this world.
Yes.
And you need to understand that because you're the next Dark Knight. Because your life was fucked too. If you don't get it,
you get it. That's what I want.
Then you're the enemy.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Robin.
What do you think of the name Arthur? Because Robin's the main character in this. I know Arthur kind of.
I mean, what, the Arthur of the Knights of the fucking.
No, well,
kind?
I guess that might. I don't know. Maybe the Dark Knight. His character. Well, it's so nerdy. It's so nerdy. Never mind. Yeah, but you get what I mean.
Go ahead. I mean, unless you think
no.
you're going to tell me to cut it out.
No. It's just a little embarrassing to think about and to like put on air. You know what I mean? I know.
I just said I was watching Legacies. I could be put in jail for that. They're supposed to be fucking high school kids, even though they're all adults.
Yeah.
You know?
So, when I was a young lad, when I was a young warthog, I played an online...
I'm not doing it again.
I know, me neither. I played an online game because I love the Final Fantasy series. It was Final Fantasy XI, which was their first online game. You play with other people, there's a story. There's a character in there, his name is Zed. He's like this Dark Knight. He's a Dark Knight. He carries a big sword, he's got a mask on his face, and he does the necessary horrifying things in the story to, you know, keep it moving forward. He's involved, his character is complex, he's tragic. It stuck with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That game is over like 25 years old now. No. 20 years old. How old am I? Yeah, 20 years old is about right.
Not that old to be forgetting your age.
20 years old is about right. That game is old as fuck, and that character stuck with me. A lot of the characters from that game stick with me. That's the character I would want to kind of emulate or replicate in that book. I don't know. I would like to try. I would like to try at doing something difficult, because writing a book has to be... It sounds really fucking hard.
It's daunting.
It's incredibly daunting.
You know? Like, you have all your thoughts, then you have to organize that shit. You know, you have to make it fucking readable.
Yeah, like, make it relatable. It's a lot. You have to make the characters believable, and some people are amazing at it, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, I mean, relatable, I guess. It would be relatable because... But it would relate... If you're writing a book, it's going to relate to the reality of what people don't want to think about. At least I would hope.
That's what I would... Oh, yeah.
You know? So kind of relatable, but kind of like... But this is what we really are.
Yeah.
This is what we're really relating.
Yeah.
Like, we're related.
If the power
to
cuts and the water stops running, this is what we really are.
Yeah.
That's humanity.
Yeah. If that happens, you want to talk about the Civil War, it will become much more physical.
If that happens,
if we
you want
lose
to talk
power
about pronouns or Trump?
Yeah, no.
Fuck off.
Just please don't kill me.
Yeah.
Is what most people are saying, and then the other half are going to be killing everyone.
Well, hello, Todd. You've come to the very essence of the social contract, which is what abides, which is the very single one law that every advanced society in history has ever abided by. Please don't kill me.
Yeah.
And I won't kill you.
Yeah. I guess that's what keeps us alive, and fucking.
Yeah.
Obviously. But like humanity too is also kind of like social media. What passes for legitimate is across a wide spectrum.
Yeah.
As what passes for human.
It's like a social. It's that social thing, where it's like we all have to kind of agree on the norm.
But we don't though. Like the top echelon to me are the ones who defy that. Not to be contrarian.
Well, no, it's not
just
even
to be honest, and then you have on that spectrum too, just with people, everyone else. So you have a small number of people doing that, and then you have everyone else. Yeah. And bro, I've watched these podcasts, and I don't know, like this, like the war, like cigarettes are like, like I don't know, like do you think, like what do you think? Yeah. I don't know either. Like, in podcasts. Have an opinion. And they're popular because they're hot.
That makes sense. We're not
It's
hot.
sick. It's disgusting.
We're not hot, Todd.
We're not hot.
We're handsome.
And I'm fine. Well, I have my days.
I
have my good and bads.
Yeah,
Mostly bad. I drink a lot.
Looking,
Well, yeah, I mean, I've seen gay people give you the eye. Tim definitely fucking had a thing for you.
I could stand to do some push-ups.
I do enough of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But still, but that's to distract from this.
Yes, that's to distract
from these bags.
This is to distract from the horror outside.
Well, no, I'm saying I do the push-ups and everything because that's all I can do.
Dude.
I would be a skinny, ugly fuck that belongs under a bridge if I didn't do push-ups and squats. Understand this.
Dude, when I got home from work last night, I was so worried. I'm seeing a troubling pattern where I drink every single night after work now, where I buy a beer on my last break and then I drink it on my way home. I almost have
no choice.
No. Well, for me,
doesn't matter. He's not watching this podcast.
Well, whatever. It worries me because the amount becomes more and more every single time.
My problem is, it varies for me. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. But the fact that I have to, like that I'm doing that, you know what I mean? Like, I go to work and I'm like, all right, this week I'm not going to drink. And by Monday,
10 p.m., you're there again, I know.
Not by noon, I'm like, oh, we're getting a fucking case.
Yeah.
After listening to all the bullshit, I'm like, we're getting the cake. We're doing what now? For how much money? Yeah, you've given it away again? Oh, Jesus. And you're still talking. Oh, you've talked us into another problem, have you? Bro, I just want to shoot myself.
I know.
Sometimes.
Your boss sounds like my dad.
Oh, God. I gotta edit that out.
That's okay. No, you don't.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you don't. My dad knows I don't like him very much.
I'm not talking about your dad.
Oh, your boss.
Yeah.
That makes a little more sense.
Well, fucking hell.
I'm sorry. Shit. Now you gotta edit it out.
I'm not. Like I said, he's not watching this episode.
Anyway.
I'm not going to tell him I put it out.
Anyway.
I'm going to tell him to subscribe and go away. Subscribe and don't look at anything. I just need the subscription.
So I'm going to say this as I take a hit of this weed. I have not quit, but I have stopped purchasing and consuming on a daily basis marijuana.
Okay. Hey. Oh, shit. Hey.
Oh shit, you didn't even answer me, huh?
Bro, I'm doing a podcast right now.
Oh, yeah, you might.
Fuck, yeah. We'll do another episode with you. That'll be 33.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm actually in a conversational mood, and then I was just by your house. I just bought a bunch of new cards, and yeah, that's how I'm calling you, because I'm like my inspiration.
Hey, if you can bring some beer, that'd be great.
Some beer?
Yeah. You don't have to.
Who's over there?
It's me and Rob. We're recording right now. You're actually on the podcast right now.
Just bringing some beer, you said, yeah? Okay, let me check.
Okay.
Give me like 10, 15 minutes.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Alright.
Cheers, bro.
Cheers. Fuck it. That was Brandon. So we're gonna do episode 33 tonight.
That sounds good.
Apparently.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
This podcast is about life.
It's about life.
It's about life. Sometimes your
That's
friend
what it
calls in
wants
the
to be.
middle of a podcast. That's good.
Sometimes you can ignore it.
Sometimes you can ignore
If
it.
it had been some other people, I would have.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be...
Some other people.
Yeah.
Just say some other people.
Yes.
Okay. I don't want to have to edit that out.
I'll attempt to be more discreet.
Oh well. At some point, when I get old enough, it's not going to have to be discreet at all. I'm going to get to a point that I really don't care.
Yes.
And most of the shit that I want to say, all of the shit that I want to say, I'm just going to say it. You know? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I understand.
we're, genders, really, we got a penis and a dick. That's just the one, actually. We got a penis and a vagina. Woo! We got a penis and a vagina. But we got 87,000 different genders. How is this possible? Can't we just have people that have a penis and have a vagina that like a bunch of different things?
That's what it was about 20 years ago, Todd.
It's what it is now. People just want to name it.
People want to be unique.
Just be Rome. No one said you have to. You don't have to name it. Just fuck. Fuck it, who you want to. As long as they're 18 or older.
I've been waiting for God to smite us.
He's laughing.
I know he is. No, God doesn't
No
pay
offense.
attention to us. I think God hasn't paid attention to us since we strung Jesus up on the cross.
Well,
or rather, nailed him. Nailed him.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, he might be looking, but I don't know. I think maybe
I think he checks
he might
in
be
every,
like
century.
he might be like,
what
yo,
the
like,
fuck?
oh, okay, we're just gonna wait for the fire. I'm not even looking back on these people. I can't. This is too much. You and I?
I've been waiting for... I
Fucking
wonder,
Antifa?
how bad do you think Sodom and Gomorrah actually were?
Worse than America, apparently.
You think so? Okay. Well, yeah, because God smote that shit. Like, he spared... What was the gatekeeper's name? Lot?
Yeah, it was
Didn't spare his
Abraham's.
wife.
Well, because she turned around and
She turned around?
He said nobody turned around. She turned around.
Turned into
She
a
turned
pillar
into
of
salt. He said, "Well, I said don't turn around." Now we're using you for the grits and eggs.
Lot couldn't even turn back to see the pillar of salt that his wife
No,
turned
he had to
into.
keep going.
Him
So
and
who
his-
told him? How do we know?
I don't know.
I guess they went back and was like, "Oh yeah, she's some salt."
Angels, which angels went down? They disguised themselves.
They were
as
just
sexy
as some like
dudes.
sexy dudes.
Sexy
apparently.
dudes, yeah.
Well, if they're angels, they're probably sexy dudes. You know, like they're probably pretty beautiful. That probably goes hand in hand with being an angel.
Probably.
You know,
Yeah.
all the white teeth, form-fitting clothes, and wings.
All the different skin colors and shades.
Yeah, so it's like, well, I have no choice but to try to fuck that. I mean, look at that. Have you seen my wife? She's half that.
Even before she turned into a portion of salt. Think of how
Well,
much a pillar of salt was worth back then.
What, 10 farthings? I don't know. What the fuck did they have
At least.
back?
At least 10
30.
farthings.
30.
farthings, that's a fair.
Which is like $10 million in today's world. Who knows?
know what?
How much worse was it? I mean, I don't know. I mean, but what is the perception of now? Look,
Apparently
I believe in
bad.
God too, but
Yeah.
I'm saying I think he grows just like us. He may have a lot more in there, but he grows.
I'm gonna call that, Todd, an incredibly progressive view of God, because according to all the old dogma, he's perfect, he's infallible, he can do no wrong.
No, he's perfectly progressing. Okay, but that's not perfect. The world moves, time continues. All right. And if you're asking, look, I don't know, but who was God's mother? Did he have one?
Right.
Or did the Big Bang create him? Does he know where he comes from?
Right.
And why do we need to go to war after we die? Why are we going to be soldiers in God's army after we die? What does that mean? What war are we fighting? We're dead. Or we're in heaven watching the fucking heaven show tunes, the heaven Netflix. Why do we need to fucking fight? I'm just asking.
Right.
Because I didn't want to fight in this war on the human side. Why do I want to fight the fucking, I'm just asking. Can I just get the house on the corner? Is that cool?
There is a Star Trek episode.
Just saying, bro.
The original
My family's going to get mad at me for this. But, hey, I'm just saying. We're fucked up enough too.
Yes.
My family.
I
love them.
that.
There's a few in there that are great.
Yes.
We got some fucked up ones though too.
Of course. Same.
Oh, family.
Same. Family.
I'm fucked up.
Family.
Just so you know, I'm fucked up. I understand that. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. Vin Diesel. Family. Goddamn, I lost my point. God, no, it's okay. God, I find that to be an incredibly interesting, progressive view of God, to see him as a being that can actually learn and grow as well. Anyway, the only thing I've ever seen that's worthy of worship in my life...
This pussy. No.
Well, yeah.
No. No. You go fuck yourself.
I say the organ, but not the whole organism. Anyway, the only thing I've seen in my life that is worthy of worship, that is responsible for my daily well-being, and is responsible for my very existence, you know what it is, Todd? It's the sun.
Yeah.
The only thing in my life that I've ever seen that's godlike and is responsible for our creation, for our being here, and for our continued being here is the sun. And the sun is, again, Lion King reference, got a great big ball of gas.
Yeah. Perpetual gas.
Not
It just
even
keeps on
perpetual.
going. Yeah, according to what everyone's saying. But they don't know.
Yeah.
We know what we know.
Yes.
It's not what we were alive for it before.
Right.
To
And we're not
actually
going to
know.
see it happen either.
Yeah. We are so far below the spectrum of understanding.
Yes.
Even in science.
Yes.
And definitely in morality.
Yeah.
Because death belongs in morality, by the way. Sorry. It does. Some people need to die. I mean, there should be the threat of that on the table, or humanity will never get better. You should understand that by saying and doing certain things, you will lose your life. And I'm not just talking about murder. I'm talking about other things, too.
Again, there are a lot of historical parallels that, yeah. I don't know where I know where we come from. Well, not entirely, but I have a picture of it. I don't know where we're going. You know what I mean?
But the thing is, who knows where we actually come from? For
Stardust.
For us people that believe in God, obviously, he was like, meh, and then we were here. But where did he come from?
Like a vomit. He was just like
something. Like he pulled us out of his stomach, the rib. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? How he made us.
Considering how everything, considering how everything works on this planet, I would say it was like this, or maybe like
that. He was just like
an abscess,
and like molded us like clay and shit. Could be that, or boom, we were salamanders and now we're humans.
Yeah.
Somehow, how the fuck that happened?
Yeah,
who knows?
Beats me, dog.
But the thing that's funny to me is the people that fucking profess either one over the other. I have my belief. I don't believe it was just like we were fucking in the water. We crawled under the thing.
Right.
Then there was apes and humans.
The easy and the cop-out answer, and the easy, or I should say the easy and the cop-out stance to take on that is like one could lead into the other. There's no reason to think like the intelligent design, right? That's I guess the more scientific term for the idea in God, that we were created by something intelligent in some sort of image or structure, right? There's no reason to think that is not the cause for evolution, and that gives religion an into science. Call it in. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I've heard people that believe in science as well.
Yes, and they
are allowed to coexist.
They are, and they should intermingle. And there's no reason if it comes to a science that proves the existence of God, that would be unbelievable.
I think science does, but that's another story. I think it kind of does.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know.
But I don't know. Here's the thing. To be so angry on one side, like, I'm a Christian, how dare you believe? Yeah. Or to be like an angry atheist. By the way,
God, you just don't. It just turns dark.
Yeah, just another religion. By the way, you should look in the mirror. You just hate yourself.
Right.
Okay? Because if it was a matter of just not believing.
Because you've got one fucking life and you choose to sit on your fat ass all day and sit on the
And so you want to feel so important.
Pepsi and pizza and shit.
You want to feel so important.
Yes.
So to not make yourself feel small, which, by the way, you just are.
You are.
Because you're one of 7 billion increasing.
You're also kind of large in a way.
I mean, because you're fat, you got to put down the McDonald's. That's fair, too. But in the scheme of things, you're barely a grain of sand. In the scheme of life, you're not even that.
Nothing. You're fucking
You're an
dog
amoeba.
Shit. You're dog shit on the sidewalk.
Like, so for anyone to come with such surety
is obnoxious.
Bro, it's so entitled.
It's obnoxious.
You know what I mean? And to force your shit down anyone else's throat. I don't care what you believe. To do that shit. You're a fool!
Yeah.
You may not be a fool, but that is foolish behavior.
Everyone's capable of foolish behavior. Everyone's capable of getting pulled into some sort of bullshit that can change their life.
Of course we are. I was born in it.
Yeah.
And I think I was born in, at least one that was more authentic than a lot of them. But trust and believe, we had our issues.
Yes, I want to...
So I'm in Hawaii.
Yes. As far away from home as you seemingly could get. I want to... I mean, like,
talk to him.
I've listened to stories of your life, and you've come from a fucked up home, but not a broken home. You had 2 parents, you had siblings. A lot of people will call that a win. Your family owned land.
Okay, that is a win.
That's a win. That's a big win. That's a big win, brother. Woo, that's a big win.
Especially for black people.
Woo!
Woo, fuck you, redlining. Fuck you.
Anyway,
but I mean, I'm in Hawaii, so I really can't claim shit.
Anyway,
but the ones back there. Still, I mean, that's great, but
to
say
right? No. That wasn't the point I was trying to make. Me, no land, like broken family. You know what I mean? Small broken family, pretty much polar opposite of you. I forgot the point I was trying to make. I'm not mad. I'm mad.
I think you are.
Yes, I'm angry. At things, but not that. Not things I can't control. Things within my sphere of influence.
I'm totally mad at things I can't control.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes I get annoyed and then I just smoke the thing, but, and say, what the fuck are you going to do about it? Go take a shit.
Yes, go take a shit.
It's over.
Dude,
Stop this.
I had someone walk into me in a bathroom stall behind me. It was another fucking meth head. Fucking walked up right behind me in the bathroom stall, and he was like, tried to die. God! Looked at me. I wasn't the problem. I was just there. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Taking a piss, but apparently that was his fucking stall to take a piss in at that fucking moment. He's like, you got a problem with me? Because I got no problem with you. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I'm taking a piss. Fuck off. Like,
I doubt if he even saw you.
He didn't see me. He didn't see me.
You were just a fucking...
I know.
Wow.
I know.
In his story.
I know. And that is the most frustrating thing. That's the most frustrating thing, right? Is like when people don't see you. When people don't...
When a meth head doesn't see me, I'm generally happy. But
yeah, well, yeah.
But if they're trying to talk to me and they don't see me, that's weird.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, all right, I'm just going to go into the 7-Eleven, I
Fuck.
guess.
What does anyone do? What do we do as a people?
Well, there's part of me that says, we need a gun.
Yeah.
There's part of me that says that.
And then there's the part of me that
says I should just go take a shit.
Yeah, and then there's the part of me that's like, well, how do I organize? Who do I write to? How do we...
You can't, they don't care.
I know.
They're
living in Kailua.
Thing.
Their streets are paved, their streets are clean, the trash
or
gets taken
Hawaii
out
Kai.
on time. Yeah, like, oh, it's gonna get there eventually. It'll break my heart, but I can't wait. I went to high school in Hawaii Kai. Like, I grew up there when I was a child. Elementary school and high school in Hawaii Kai. Anyway. It's a beautiful place. It's a beautiful place. It's horrifying now. It's all horrifying now because the only thing that ever gets built is condos.
Yeah.
It's all just condos.
Well, my thing about Hawaii Kai is like, well, what about somebody that wants to drink?
And now they
they have stores, but where are the bars?
There are no bars.
There are no bars
there. Are no bars.
It's literally a fucking retirement community for rich people.
Like I said, it's a nice, quiet place.
Well, but you need a bar. You think there's still not murder? You think there's still not people disappearing in the fucking ocean?
I was about to say, yeah, they just throw them in the ocean. And
because they don't drink it out. You need a couple of bars.
They dump them in Hanama Bay, and nobody ever finds them because they don't let people in the water anymore.
Yeah.
Thank God. Anyway.
I'm saying.
It has been the greatest displeasure of my young life to watch my home literally degrade before my eyes.
Yeah.
It isn't some rose-colored glasses shit. I know this. I can say this with a fucking certainty. As someone who's lived here his entire goddamn life, who was born here, who went to school here, who continues to live here, and unfortunately will probably die here.
I mean, there's more unfortunate places to die.
That's true. Anyway, to see my home become dirtier, poorer, stupider, fucking just caked in filth and shit and bums and assholes from California and Washington and everywhere else. It's rough.
Imagine this. We were working on a house in Manila.
And beautiful.
And like upper Manila, like kind of in the hills type. Mm-hmm. And it was an old, like 100-something-year-old house that's been passed down through like 3 generations. Like, it got a room in the top where they used to keep a dark girl because the people in the house didn't want her to mix with everyone else because they didn't want her to get hurt. So they kept her in this fucking screen room in the attic. And then when she grew up, they sent her off to college, blah, 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 blah. She made something of herself. Great. But they were like, we don't want them to hurt you. So, like, our friends, our people. Because they saw how she was being treated. So that was their solution. That's, hey, I think they did the best they could for the situation. This is someone they loved.
Yeah.
You know, someone they cared about. And they didn't want to see hurt. So they put her up there, made sure she got all the amenities she needed, and but it kept her out of harm. And then when she got older, you know, old enough, they sent her off to college and everything. But now here's the thing. So the great grandma, the lady that was talking to us, was like, she was like, none of this was here. Like none of it looks like fucking Manila. Like you could jump from house to house like those movies.
Yeah.
And like, you know, those movies are always running and jumping from house to house because they're so goddamn close.
Yes.
That's what it looked like. You know, she was like, yeah, none of that.
Yeah.
She was like, the first thing she saw was the Royal Hawaiian, which is the 3rd hotel ever made on this island. She was like, ugh, what an eyesore.
Yeah.
Like, was torn up about that one building. If she had been alive today, to see Manila in Hawaii. Or you can jump from roof to roof.
Only gonna get worse, bro.
It's only gonna get worse. So perspective. But here's the thing: there's nothing we can do about it. So smoke that shit.
I know, right?
The weed, not the crack.
Not the meth either. Like
not the meth.
Fuck. Because it'll turn you into another unthinking fucking husk.
Maybe smoke the crack before the meth. I don't know. They both scare the fuck out of me.
No, I wouldn't. Anyway, do you know they want to build a new fucking stadium?
Do they?
Yes, they do.
Of course they do.
They're gonna knock.
They're still trying to build the rail.
I know.
They've been trying to build the rail for 200 years.
Yeah, it's been something. I saw that in the newspaper the other day. Like, they want to build a new goddamn stadium. They want to
build the rail first.
They want to knock down Aloha Stadium and put up a whole new thing.
Why not just?
Taxes,
it's good.
Taxes are going to go back up.
Aloha Stadium is great.
Homelessness is going to go back up. Your roads are going to get even shittier. That was mine. I have a chocobo for fucking ringtone. Of course, it's not your phone.
Oh yeah, mine goes.
Yeah,
something like that.
It's horrifying. It's all quite horrifying in my opinion.
Yeah,
I'm horrified every day. Every day I'm fucking horrified.
Well, I wake up in the morning and I go fuck.
Yeah.
Either I have to go to work or I have to live. Either way, I say fuck when I wake up in the morning. Then I smoke that weed.
It gets a little better.
And I'm like, okay.
This comes back to my original point before Star called. So I have drastically reduced my consumption of marijuana.
I have not. Mine continues.
Drastically.
Faithfully.
And I'm going to say this as I take another hit of weed. It kind of sucks.
Not smoking? Does smoking not increase your perspective? Does it not allow you to slow things down a bit to fucking process?
A little bit, but it's also nice to have.
I think we're wired different.
No, I don't know, Todd.
No. Everyone is wired different.
Yeah. Because I'm still getting used to it. Is the thing. I'm still getting used to it. So when I quit smoking, when I stopped cold turkey. And I started having fucking panic.
That's dangerous.
I know. Well, yeah, I guess
it is. You should wane. But okay.
I unfortunately, I'm not self-disciplined enough to be able to do that well. I am not well self-disciplined. I will say that. It is one of my greatest weaknesses is I have low self-discipline.
Me too, but I'm an all or nothing guy.
Yeah.
I had to stop drinking.
Yeah.
I flat quit for a year.
I was amazed. I was impressed.
So was everyone.
Yes.
In my life. Well, they were like, oh, we thought you were a fucking degrading alcoholic. I am.
Because we both seen the things. We both seen the things that quitting alcohol can do to people. It's way more dangerous than just cold turkey and weed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's true.
It's definitely more dangerous.
Yeah. You just get crazy dreams, really.
Oh God, the
dreams and stuff.
The dreams I've had since I've reduced smoking have been just awful. I haven't had a decent night's sleep in a little while, and then I go to work and I deal with meth heads and normal people, which is great. But you don't remember the normal people. You don't remember the normal people. It sucks. Why do we hold on to the bull? So when I got home from work last night after drinking, when I was trying to sleep, I was like, dude, I need to do some fucking push-ups. I'm still so worked up.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
If I'd had a toke, maybe I don't know.
Maybe not.
But maybe not. But I don't. It kind of sucks.
Yeah. Having a toke makes me want to just watch movies.
Yeah.
Even though I'm generally not watching them, I'm still thinking in my own head while the movie's on.
The dreams suck. The dreaming really sucks.
I heard that regulates after a while.
Yeah, I know.
I haven't gone long enough.
Yeah.
To know yet. I don't know if I ever will. I might just do the old Willie Nelson and just keep it up.
It's up to you, man. I'm experimenting with this shit.
Yeah. I don't think you're done, obviously.
No, obviously. Going from 420 all day every day to once a week with your best friend is a big difference.
It's a big difference.
It's a big difference.
there might
earlier
be
when
some
we were out
credence
there-
into that, and that might help you with your mentality.
Hopefully.
I mean, who knows?
Hopefully it's a growth, right?
Yeah,
Call it character growth.
yeah,
It's a new story arc in an anime.
yeah. But when you were out there,
Well, yeah, when I was out there, like, I took a few puffs of this shit, and I was out of my
Hammered.
fucking mind, dude. I couldn't believe it. And there's definitely a certain perk to holding off for a while, I guess.
I heard the same thing about cigarettes and caffeine.
Yeah,
And alcohol.
that's not true. That's not true.
No, I heard like
the alcohol part is true.
people
in my
that are like
opinion.
religious with like the caffeine, like they've been doing it for like 15 years. Then they go like a month,
Yeah.
they don't do it, and then they realize like their first sip of coffee or fucking tea, and they're like, "Oh shit!
Yeah.
What is this?"
Yeah, it's true. People are wired differently. You're right, Todd. People are wired
Like
differently.
there's some people that coffee freaks them out. Like they're like, "Oh, I had 2 cups of coffee," and I'm like,
Well, when
I don't understand.
When I stopped smoking, I stopped coffee as well, because that could contribute to the panic attacks. So I stopped smoking, stopped drinking coffee. I'll drink green tea,
Well,
which still has caffeine.
When you're
But I don't know. Is it different? I guess maybe. Maybe there's less caffeine. Maybe
it just hits you different. I mean,
Yeah.
you know.
I like green tea. I like just plain green
I like
tea.
black
No
tea.
sugar. Yeah, no
Oh,
sugar.
sugar for me.
No sugar.
Well, that was the thing when I stopped smoking, or stopped smoking. When I stopped drinking,
Yeah.
a lot of tea, a lot of coffee.
I've seen a lot of people do that with.
But
like, black
it's
tea.
a sugar replacement.
Yeah. It's not just a sugar replacement. I think it's also the visual of it too. You know what I mean? 'Cause
Well,
it
it's
kinda has
also the
same
thing that you
amber
still
color.
need to drink something.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
and I'll drink the thing while I'm smoking the cigarette. But I kind of wean myself off of that towards the end too. But for the first 6 months especially, I was drinking a lot of coffee, a lot of tea, sugary tea.
We just need. I guess we really
Sugary
all need
coffee.
a fucking vice, man. We need something to like.
Because this world is fucked up. And it's like, well, what are you going to do?
I've replaced weed with alcohol.
Yeah.
I'm vaping. I'm not smoking cigarettes. I don't want to go back to cigarettes. I'll smoke your cigarettes.
Yeah. I know.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, I know.
Next week it'll definitely be okay.
Oh, yeah.
Right now, had to get the car.
Yeah.
Had to pay the rent.
Yes.
So, every cigarette I'm like,
Yeah, we'll get there.
but still, go. It's fine.
I don't know. Yeah. Life is
Whatever.
rough.
It's rough. Man.
It's easier if you have a friend. It's sometimes easier
real
if you
friend.
a real friend.
Not some bullshit.
Not some bullshit. We all know
There's
who
a
our
lot
real
of that.
friends are if you have a soul.
We think we do. I mean, I like to think I do.
I do.
All right. I know I got you. I know I got my dad and my brothers. Everything else is extra to me. And y'all are, I mean, I have a few others. Just a few, bro. I'm talking like 2 more. Okay, that are friends. And the only reason why I'm even including that part of my family is because they are my friends, which is more important to me than family. Like that blood is thicker than fuck you. All right, Jeffrey Dahmer, I'm sure had family too.
Sure
You think they
did.
want to own him?
I
No.
forgot.
I would venture to say no. So unless they're cool, and unless they're your friends, family is a burden.
Yeah, sometimes.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
Even your friends are.
That's
I've been
where-
a burden to my dad and brothers too.
Yeah. Oh, I know I've been a
A
burden
couple
to my
of them have
family.
been a burden to me.
Yeah.
They'll say that.
I'm
You know?
gonna, you know what I mean? But I'm gonna carry those goddamn burdens. I'm gonna carry those fucking burdens. I'm gonna carry those burdens. You
I'll
don't have
carry
to.
them. I'll carry them for them. They deserve it.
Yes.
From now until my death, they deserve it
Yes.
for already the things they've contributed to my life. But understand this: if they had not, fuck them.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Fuck them. Like, oh my god, how do you say that about? That's your problem. That's your problem, and that's why you're going to die with resentment and hatred. It is because you couldn't see that just because that's your family, that they're fucked in the head, and maybe they don't need any friends.
I'm gonna say this.
Maybe
I'm
they
not
need
gonna.
a friend.
I'm not gonna die with resentment and hatred.
I'm going to try my best not to. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Because I'm doing everything I can in my life right now to avoid it.
Just to fucking get by, man.
Yeah, I'm going to try my best. I don't want to be fucking 85, and like I've said before, because you're too old to do anything else. Now you have to try to reconcile your life because you can't get out of bed.
Taking a shit in the pan.
Like, oh God, all of the people left. Well, who can't? You can't do it. You can't do anything about it now.
Yeah, they're dead.
You're about to be.
Welcome to eternity, motherfucker.
So yeah.
And that's what we've got looking forward to us, Todd, is eternity. Whatever that may be.
The long sleep.
The long sleep. Whew.
I took that from Tim.
I asked you earlier,
Twice.
like, yeah, so Pandora's box. Never mind. It's Pandora's box. The bitch opened the box and released all the evils into the world.
Yeah.
And at the very bottom of the box, what was left?
Shit.
Hope.
I don't know. Oh.
It was hope. I know, right? So
hell.
Yeah, hell. Hope is
hell.
So that was apparently
hope is one of the fucking things that destroys humanity.
It's one of those things,
everyone
right?
fucking feels like, oh, hope. Yeah, and then you get disappointed and then you kill people.
So you get the point of why hope was in the fucking box.
Yeah.
Because it's a vice. It's an evil, perhaps.
I won't say evil, but we are not evil. And so it definitely hands itself to people because behind hope, when it is disappointed, which inevitably it will be disappointed, the hope that you have, behind that is resentment, anger, fear. Fear first, anger.
Going back to fucking Star Wars.
Everything. Yeah. No, fear is. This is the truth.
Yes,
fear comes before anger. You know, that's
Hate.
what created racism.
Yes.
The fear of not being good enough. The fear that these people would do something. You know, and then hatred comes after that because you get tired of being afraid, and then you get resentful, and then you get mad.
Yeah.
That's the progression.
And then violence.
And then violence and slavery. Bigotry and all types of everything.
Things.
All the good stuff about humanity. Woo-hoo. America.
People.
Yeah.
Oy.
So, yeah, it's an hour and 41 minutes. We're going to have to do another one, or at least I am. I hope you'll be
I'll
here.
stick around.
We got another chair,
Yes.
So with that, people, episode 32, I'll leave you with this. We're all going to die. Bye.